Hey everybody, welcome back to Absolutely. I'm Dylan, that is Dan, and today we are talking about Obi Wan Kenobi, Season 1, Episode 4. Quick recap, this is the episode where basically Obi Wan goes to rescue Leia from, I think, Mustafar, but like no lava.
or
no
the
lava
Mustafar system. I think it's on the water moon.
That's
of
fair.
The Mustafar system, yeah.
And then he gets Leia, and then they get away, but one of the characters who no one cares about dies.
I didn't know. Was he important?
Nope.
I don't even
His name was
remember
Wade.
which one he was.
That's something that, I don't know if it's just this show, but Star Wars is so funny with their names, where like, you've got like Obi Wan Kenobi, you've got Anakin Skywalker, you've got like Padme Amidala, and then you've got Wade. It's like, what
Owen.
These names. Owen. Yeah, that's true. Owen. Just like regular ass names. Anyway, this episode was fine. They had cool action parts.
It did have cool. I thought it had some cool action. I liked that in the action we are very much keeping to the fact that Obi-Wan is rusty. And I like that they're actually keeping with that. Like, his lightsaber skills are not like top tier. They work. They get the job done, but they're nothing special, and it's very clear that he's been out of practice for a while. I like that. This was the episode where I went, okay, so this isn't an Obi-Wan show. This is an Obi-Wan and Leia show.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. I still don't know how I feel about the third sister.
I don't like her. This is the episode where I make my mind up. I don't like her.
I feel like she's a bad plot device. Like, she's literally, they just wanted to use Vader, but they couldn't use Vader directly. So they
wrote themselves in a hole. That's what all these shows do, that where they write themselves into a position where they have to create something that ends up being this weird compromise between like two different stories. Like obviously it would make more sense for a pissed off Vader to be coming after Obi-Wan, but we also want Leia in the show because that'll get people talking about the show. But we can't have Vader meet Leia, so we have to make this new character. And it's like, well, no, you could have just not written Leia into the show.
Yeah, I feel like you easily could have kind of replaced it with maybe like I don't know what you would replace Leia with, but I mean, I'm not saying that Leia's a bad part, because that little actress.
Show.
I mean, that's fair. But the actress that's playing Leia, she's doing a great job. I will say that she's doing a really good job at that role. But the third sister's kind of thrown me off. Obi-Wan, I like the way he's acting and the fact that he's rusty, but I also feel like we're not beyond some character development early on. I feel like we're not getting any character development with him. I feel like it's all just, hey, he's trying to get Leia.
We got one episode of an Obi-Wan show, really like half an episode of an Obi-Wan show, and then the Leia third sister extravaganza. Which it's so weird to see like this grown woman torturing a 10-year-old that looks like a 6-year-old. Like, what are you doing? That's not like, oh, you're not going to tell me what you want? Okay, I'm going to like poke you with needles and torture you at the level. Like, no, this is not what I want to see. Like, I don't care if it like makes sense that the character would do that. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, and it's also like it's a kid. What does she know?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
What do you think 10-year-olds know? Like, how smart do you think a 10-year-old is? Like, what?
She's a 10-year-old.
Exactly. Like, there's just a lot of stuff there that it's a shame. I feel like this was a fan wanted show, and they just did it for the fans, and they're really kind of struggling to keep a decent plot. Like, I feel like, honestly, if we had removed Leia and this became more of a, maybe Obi-Wan wants to help the people that are still on the side of good, But then at the end of it is like, no, the more that I'm involved, the more people that just kind of die because I'm wrapped up in the situation. And that explains why he goes back to Tatooine, right? Tatooine? Yeah.
Yes.
And stays in exile. Like, it would make sense for that. The keeping of Leia on this whole time just feels a little odd, and it feels very stretched out.
Yeah.
That's overall, what I mean, I'm enjoying the show. Like, the show's not bad. Yeah. Like, it's not one of those ones where I'm like, oh my, it's not like The Flash where I'm like, crap, yeah, no. I've got to watch
Definitely
this
not like
week.
The Flash.
Like, I at least go, okay, it's Obi Wan. Like, I mean, yeah, okay, I gotta put the time aside for this, but that's fine. I don't mind watching this show. It's just not. It's not what I wanted or expected, and I think that's a big, classic Star Wars situation. It's the fans' fault for overhyping, basically making Obi-Wan, a.k.a. Ewan McGregor, into Jesus and like the all-powerful...
I don't think expecting a show called Obi-Wan Kenobi to be about Obi-Wan Kenobi is like, because that's all I expected. I didn't see any trailers. I didn't know anything about that. I saw a poster of Obi-Wan walking in the desert. Right. And I was like, okay, we're going to get a show about Obi-Wan. And I think like we're kind of talking in large terms about the show, but honestly, like, there's not a whole lot to say about this specific episode. So like if I were to pitch an Obi-Wan show, I think it would be like some of what you were saying, where it's, you know, it's a journey that he goes on that eventually he has to like stop, you know, rising through the ranks again so he can protect Luke. Yeah. And I think, you know, you write the show in a way where he gets the call to action like he does in this episode, and it's like to help the path. Probably maybe he reconnects with some of the people from his days during the Clone Wars. We get to see some of them in live action, see where they've been up to, throw Ahsoka in there, you know, do stuff like that. And then you have the Vader confrontation. That's your big thing of the show. Vader and Obi-Wan meet before A New Hope. Wow, crazy. And then yeah, he's like burdened with like, oh no, I gotta go back and protect Luke. I can't be a part of your huge rebellion just yet. Yeah. I don't know. I think that would be more interesting than this weird, like, just Leia show.
Right. I feel like maybe once this is done and it's all one unit, maybe it'll be a little better, because it is only like 30-minute episodes as well. So it's
the first one was an hour, and then it's like these next few were 30 minutes. It's weird.
It didn't make much sense that was the case, because the first one was an hour. And the second part was an hour, I'm pretty sure. So, like, the first two were an hour, and this one that we just got was 30 minutes. So, I don't know. Like, I'm not loving it. I'm not hating it. I guess I just wanted something different. But, yeah. I mean, we've still got 2 episodes. Maybe the last 2 will be an hour each. Maybe we'll get some good confrontation that we want. I feel like Vader is a little too lenient. With the fact that he's so like hey, you showed up. I'm like, oh, how dare you do this? I did this. I underestimated you.
Okay. Wow.
What? No.
Yeah, no, this is...
You're like, just going to believe her?
You said this in the first episode about the other Inquisitors, is like they're being like not like way too lax. Like, I really wanted Vader to be like, okay, cool. Like, I get it that you had a plan that you didn't tell me about, but also you didn't tell me about it and you undermined me. So I'm going to cut your hands off now.
Exactly. Exactly. And like, there's just so much that's kind of lacking. Plus the other Inquisitors, like that one guy is literally just there to be like, third sister.
Yeah.
And it's
he's like, also, I don't know if we mentioned this before, but he is a character in Rebels that kind of doesn't do much, but eventually dies. Okay. Yeah. So I make it better. He's just in the show. Speaking of Rebels, though, I saw somebody talking about how like this will really sit in how squandered the potential of the show is. You have Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor here in live action together since the first time since the Clone Wars animated show was a thing. What if we got flashbacks to that era? Yes. That would have been so cool.
Like, there is so much flashback potential. Yeah,
I haven't done any of it. Why even cast Hayden Christensen in this role if you're gonna use him once far away in a mirage? And then, yeah, like, I know he's in that suit. Like, I know that's his whole thing or whatever, but, like, we don't know that. Like,
right.
It's just it's a costume. It's a walking costume.
I just hope there's going to be a big payoff at the end. I would be kind of sad if this was like a little fizzle. Like, it's just a nothing. And I get that there's not much you can do, but if I don't get a fight between Obi-Wan and Vader,
I just want them to talk. Like, I don't even, like, we saw them fight.
I
want them to talk. I want Obi-Wan to yell at Anakin, like, to be like, what the hell, man? And Vader to let loose and be like, fuck you, dude. I don't like you. I want to see an actual confrontation.
Yeah. There's I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful because it is a decent show. Like, at the end of the day, like, decent. Maybe it's not exactly what I want, but it is a decent show. And so I'll give him credit for that. Hopefully it gets better.
Yeah.
Hopefully it ends on a stronger note.
Shorter episode, but we don't have much to say. This was a shorter episode of the show, so it's whatever. We'll see. 2 episodes left, like Dan mentioned. So stay tuned to the channel. Other than that, we got Clone Wars. We're gonna talk about the Clone Wars movie soon.
Yes,
so
I'm excited for that.
Stay tuned to the channel. Yeah. Otherwise, this has been Absolutely. I'm Dylan. That's Dan. We'll catch y'all next time for Obi Wan Episode 5.